Oh, hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
I've been stuck in a redundancy. Please help.
All right. All right. Just flick a pencil in your direction.
Yeah, there's like a reset button. You have to like unfold a paper clip and stick it in while you touch my nose.
I'm a real person.
I'm a real person.
Man, it's a good thing people don't have reset buttons, or we'd be using them all the time to just shut people up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a few people. Oh, my throat just made a weird noise.
I was like, was that you?
Uh-huh. Yes, it was.
Oh, boy, we are back with Goose Chase. More Goose Chase. Always more Goose Chase.
Never-ending goose chase.
Mm-hmm.
More goose chase always.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm very exhausted.
Yeah.
But I'm always exhausted. I never stop being exhausted.
Yeah, this is a challenging day. I feel like I've just funneled caffeine into my head all day and got nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Like a half a pot of coffee.
Caffeine in, urine out. That's all.
That's what they say. That's the expression.
Uh-huh.
It is not. So what's new? What do we got here? Let's just get into it.
Well, I told you earlier, but I think it's funny and I should share it with everybody else. Today I answered a call at work I usually answer the phone while I'm like in the middle of doing something else because I have a very multitasky job. So this time I was doing that, but my head was like somewhere else entirely, I guess, because when I answered the phone, instead of saying, "My place of business, Christy speaking, how can I help you?" I said, Can you verify your address?
Yeah.
Which is what I say when I sell prescriptions.
Yeah. What I like about this is that the person that's calling you is immediately accosted with, "Where do you live?"
Yes. Imagine you call a place and the first thing you hear is verify your address.
It's like, "Where are you?"
The fuck?
It's like, slow down. How about asking me what's up? How about that?
I heard myself say it and then just went, "What?" Like, I stopped and laughed and went, "I mean, thank you for calling. Christy speaking. How can I help you?" And then I started laughing so hard, like I had to start again.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Oh, you thought you were at the drive-thru." And I was just like, quite frankly, I have no idea what I was thinking. Like, nothing going on in there at that moment.
It is weird when you do something like that where you just kind of like slip into like robot mode.
Yeah.
It's
I
actually
am a
kinda
real
creepy.
human.
You are a real human. It's just weird, like that like your brain's ability to go on autopilot is so impressive and produces really weird results.
And that's a question I ask a billion times a day.
Yeah, right.
And my coworkers were laughing so hard, and then I got off the phone and my pharmacist was like, "I want you to know we weren't laughing at you. We were laughing because we've all done that so many times." And I'm like, I am not offended that you were laughing. I was laughing. It's not the first time in my life I've done something like that. But it was so bizarre because it's the first time I've asked someone for their address.
Yeah, right.
Instead of like telling them who I am. It was strange.
Yeah.
My brain just broke a little bit.
And I think it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did something else weird. Oh, I almost threw a bottle of pills away that still had pills in them. Like, I almost threw an open bottle of pills in the trash because I thought it was empty.
Okay.
And I was like, what am I doing?
I'm guessing throwing away medication is not protocol.
No, and
Okay.
the bottle was open, so I was literally going to throw it in the trash can behind me. So I would have thrown pills everywhere.
Oh my God.
There was maybe only 20 left in the bottle, but still.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't have been great.
No, I don't think so.
All I did today was spill medication and throw things on the floor. I'm convinced of it. Like, I was a mess.
Yeah.
And I told them Chris's pineapple story.
Oh my God. Did we even talk about that on the podcast?
I can't
That
remember.
cracked me up. That was so weird.
I told him that because someone went to pick up papers from the printer, but instead threw them on the ground.
Yeah.
And then we had that conversation.
Well, in case we haven't talked about it on the podcast, we had people over a couple of weekends ago. My buddy Chris picks up a piece of pineapple, says, "Is this pineapple?" And then as he's dropping it, slaps at it to try and catch it and just like basically spikes it into the floor.
From an observer's perspective, it looks like he went, "Is this pineapple?" And then just threw it on the ground
just
aggressively.
threw it to the ground as angrily as possible.
Man, calm down. You don't have to eat the pineapple.
Yes, this is a pretty extreme reaction to pineapple. The most extreme reaction to pineapple I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things that's ever happened.
It's pretty funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
So there's that. That was my day.
Yeah.
We went to 2 weddings last weekend.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Both were lovely.
Yep.
Both were very different.
Yeah, they were. They're both really different. They're, kind of far from each other.
Yeah, the first one, we didn't go to the actual ceremony, so we can't really compare that.
Right.
But the second one was outside. It was a lovely day, and it was short, and it was sweet.
Yeah.
The way I like it.
Yeah. It was a really nice wedding. And it's, I really like that, what's the name of the venue out there in Western Reserve?
Drake's Landing.
Drake's Landing.
It is very nice out there.
It's so nice. It's like, it's right on this little lake, so you have this gorgeous view, and
And they did the ceremony at the same place they did the reception.
which is awesome because you
Yes.
just basically
You don't have to go anywhere.
You turn around, you get a plate full of cheese, and you await the rest of the thing.
Yeah.
It was a super nice.
Yeah, because
time.
it was there and there was going to be time before they were ready to have the actual reception.
Mm-hmm.
They do that little cocktail hour thing where there's like
Yeah,
cheese and meats and grapes and
in a bar.
a bar.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, it
So
was
yeah,
really
that was all
nice.
the second wedding. The first wedding had a food truck.
Yeah, it was a Barrio taco
food
truck. I didn't even know that was a thing. That
I didn't either.
surprised the hell out of me. That Barrio had food trucks.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
And they had like a pretty small-ish like reception, so it was feasible to have people go stand at a food truck. And it wasn't even maybe as many options as they would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 4 options. Mm-hmm. So pick what you want, go stand in line, and you could get as much as you wanted. Like, you want 10 tacos, you could have 10 tacos.
Yeah.
You just have to stand in line and order them. It was nice.
I have a piece of information which I've been debating on whether or not I want to share on this podcast, but it's relevant to the podcast, so I'm going to do it.
All right.
Even though it is disgusting.
Okay.
John McAfee.
Yes.
So today, while I was working, I pop things on Netflix while I'm working. Mm-hmm. Today I popped on a documentary called Gringo, which is all about John McAfee.
Oh, okay.
It's on Netflix. It was kind of weird to watch because it steps through basically everything we talked about in a really similar, because I guess when you tell the story of a thing, it's going to sound the same, more or less. But one thing that freaked me out and that I did not realize about John McAfee was the exact nature of the relationships he had with all these girlfriends. Mm-hmm. Apparently, John McAfee just wants to be pooped on. That's his whole thing.
Okay.
That's like all of it. That's into his mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. That freaked me out.
That's the thing that somebody is into.
Yeah. Well, it's
Specifically,
it also,
McAfee.
Seeing the girls talk about it, because they interview all these girls. And they're like, did he ever try to have regular intercourse with you? They're like, nope. Nope. Not at all.
I don't know.
So that's something you can't unknow
That's
now.
kind of weird because it's like, on the one hand, do you have more power if you're capable of getting someone to poop in your mouth, or less power if you have poop in your mouth? I don't know how it works, but it feels like it's a power game.
It's so weird.
I just don't know if you win or lose the power game if you're John McAfee.
I don't know.
And that's your thing.
I feel like he thinks he's winning.
It really does feel like a power move, right, though? Like, that's not a thing a lot of people would be comfortable doing.
Yeah, like
So
none
to,
of
like,
none of
get
those girls
people
were
to do
comfortable
that?
with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like none of them. Like
Huh.
like he would like be like, okay, please just lay down on this hammock. There is a hole in the hammock.
Oh, he had a hammock
He had
with
a
a
poop
poop
hammock.
hole.
Yes.
Poop hammock.
That's and I guess on one hand it like protects whoever's on the top of the hammock from really having to experience too much of what's happening on the bottom of the hammock.
Could I poop in a hammock?
That's a great question. I don't know
'Cause
if I
you're,
could
like,
poop laying down.
Laying down.
Yeah.
That's not biologically
Don't you need the sort of like
how
a
you're
little
meant to poop.
gravity assist and some, like you gotta like
Now, if it was some kind of swing that like embraced you in squat position, that would be easier.
you mean like one of those tree swings like you'd like sit in like
I'm thinking like
like one of those park
you know
swings you
when
put
people
both
do
legs
like
through.
silks, when people like aerial performances on silks,
Yeah.
and they like wrap the silks around their legs and then they can kind of hold themselves there.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
thinking something like that.
Okay.
Where like your knees are above your
Right.
hips and you're in like squat position but in the air.
Yeah, but the disadvantage of this is you still see the person right beneath you. This is why poop hammock might actually be a good idea.
Yeah, but if I'm like sitting in the air, facing forward. Unless I look down, I'm not going to see them. I'm hovering above them.
I guess so. They're blocked by you, but it kind of depends, I guess, on the orientation of how they're laying. If just they're,
Putting a lot of thought into this thing
really
that
am
we're
now.
never going to do.
no. But now I've thought so much about the logistics of it that
If you've used a poop hammock, let us know what you think about it.
I thought that was a detail that the listeners of this show would really care about.
It's not the facts that you wanted, but it's the fact that you deserve.
You know what? Honestly, you deserve it. You deserve to know. So that was a thing.
Well, that was a hot take, a hot steaming take on John McAfee.
A hot make.
Oh, I hate that term.
What, for pooping? Like,
Yeah.
gotta make.
I don't like it. Because it's already been made.
Okay.
It's been made. Like, you don't have to make... Oh, it skews me out. I can't really tell you why.
I just learned something about you. Make.
Damn it. Don't like it.
That's really funny.
Not into that.
All right.
We watched a movie recently.
Changing the subject.
Yes.
Which movie?
We watched Lady Bird.
Yeah, that's right. We did.
Written by Greta Gerwig, semi-autobiographical.
Okay.
And what did you think of it? I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought that movie had an emotional authenticity to it that is pretty gripping.
I think it did a thing that doesn't always work, but when it works, it's really good. Mm-hmm. It was like a slice of life movie. It was like Lost in Translation. Mm-hmm. One of those movies that like you're just seeing a snippet out of people's lives, and when it's done well, it's incredible and it feels authentic and it leaves you wanting more, but also feeling like you've seen too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
I thought this movie was realistic, authentic. It felt like I felt every part of it. I felt the frustration of her mom.
Yeah.
And the love of her mom, but also like the frustration of her for the way her mom expressed things. Like,
Yeah.
and I understood both sides. It was almost a little painful because
it was absolutely
very real.
painful.
Like,
There's big chunks of that movie where it's like you are trying to do the right thing for someone in the most painful possible way, and that's hard to watch.
yeah.
I hated the ending.
I know you did.
I still hate the ending.
I didn't hate it. I know it was fine.
It to me didn't feel like an actual resolution of any kind.
Well, that's why I'm saying it is one of those slice of life movies. Because
Yeah.
there often isn't a resolution.
Yeah, but
It's just this is the little piece of this scenario you're getting to see.
Yeah. I just feel like they could have tied it up somehow more, made it feel like at least
Maybe.
the end of a chapter better than they did.
Maybe.
I don't know. That always kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
You know, when a movie ends and you're just like, but wait, that's the end? well, what now? You know?
Well, I'm not going to give away the ending. Never mind. Not going to do that.
What, to the movie? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
let's not do that. Let's not do that while we talk about why it's good so that people watch it.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, me
And
too.
everyone who watches it seems to like it. Has really, really good reviews.
Yeah, it's pretty well liked.
Yeah.
The best friend role, that girl is so freaking awesome. I think she was probably the best performance in the whole movie, honestly.
She was adorable.
Yeah, the best friend role is like, you know, like it's a supporting actress role, but I really think she's basically the real star of the movie, secretly.
Yeah. Well, she's a lot more likable than the main character too.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's just like the cut and dry of it. Like, these are very flawed characters, and since it's about the titular
Torturer.
role Ladybird,
Yeah.
since it's about her, you get a lot more of her.
Mm-hmm.
So you see flaws and like her good points, but you see everything and a lot more of it.
Yeah.
The best friend role, the movie's not about her, so you don't see as much of her, so you don't see like the nitty gritty of like her being a jerk or something. She's just
Sure.
like also she does come off as just like a nice person, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's way more likable than the main character because of that.
Sure.
You're seeing all the good bits.
Yeah, I think so.
I enjoyed it. I suggest it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it now.
Oh, that's a very forceful recommendation.
Where did we watch that on? It was on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's on Prime Video for free. If you have Prime, you can get it. It's pretty good. Has Laurie Metcalf, and I love everything she does.
She's great.
Yawn.
Sorry. I'm letting down the team.
That's all right.
I have a roller derby bout this weekend.
Which I will not be at.
No, you won't.
No, I will be out of town.
You will be bacheloring it up.
Bachelor party in DC. It's going to be a pretty exciting weekend. I'll probably have some cool stuff to say about DC next week.
That's
I've
cool.
never been to DC.
If you guys are thinking of going to museums,
Yeah.
I will say the Natural History Museum is one of my fucking favorites. And the the Aeronautics Museum,
Yeah.
Aeronautics and Space Museum, is like right next to it and also really fucking good.
Well, we only have really kind of one day in the city.
Yeah.
And Matt has some ideas already about what he wants to do. So I'm not sure how much wiggle room there actually is, but I will consider mentioning those because if we have extra time, it'd be really cool to. I really like the idea of a natural history museum. It's very cool.
Great. When I went on the trip in 8th grade to Washington, D.C., I loved the Natural History Museum then. And then I went back years later for a conference when I was in grad school, and I went again to that museum and still fucking loved it. It's just really great. There's a room of just like every gem imaginable.
Right.
Like in like examples of them, like you could look at them, and some of them I think you could look at under microscopes and see the crystal structure, and it's just like really sweet.
Yeah.
It's something about that I really like.
That's awesome.
And I bought a geode, and then my brother stole it from me, so I bought more the next time I went.
Where is that geode now?
I think he still has it.
He better still have it.
If he still has it, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do in case he listens.
Okay.
You just live in fear of me taking my geode back.
There's multiple methods other than picking it up and walking away with it.
Well, I had a specific plan.
Oh, okay.
I just have yet to enact it.
Okay.
It takes some spying that I haven't done yet.
Old scheming geode port.
Yes, that's me.
Yep, at it again.
But you and I should go to DC sometime.
Yeah, that's on our agenda. Honestly, I think after our trip to Baltimore, when we went to Baltimore, and had talked a little bit about DC. I think it's been something I wanted to see anyway. So
I love DC as a city. I don't know if I would necessarily want to live there, but it was a really fun place to visit.
Yeah.
And when I went, it was like obviously for a conference the last time I went. So we did a little bit. We had a little bit of downtime, but not as much as maybe I would have wanted. So
yeah,
I didn't quite get. And I was like with a big group of people, and they were like grad school people. They were great people, but like not necessarily close friends that you have like all of the same preferences for food and what you want to do and stuff like that. So it was kind of a little hard, but
I don't think I'll be doing any of the tourist stuff in DC. None of the. I mean, we won't really have time to do that.
Oh, you mean this time?
Yeah, we won't have time to do things like go see the Lincoln Memorial or much of the National Mall. We really won't do probably that much of that.
The last time I went to DC, I didn't do any of that, but the first time, that's why we went. You know.
Yeah, sure. So
you didn't get to go on that trip?
What trip?
The middle school trip to Washington, D.C.
I don't remember that even being an option, and we didn't go to the same middle school.
Yeah, but I thought that was universal.
I don't remember it ever coming up. And if it did, it was probably, can't afford it. You're not going.
Well, it also could have been that in 2001, were you in
high school?
8th grade? You were in high school. Okay, never mind.
No, not 9/11 related. Nothing to do with 9/11.
I knew some people who like said they didn't get to go because 9/11 happened.
Yeah, that would change a lot of people's minds about going anywhere like that.
Well, in middle school, at Austintown Middle School, back when that was a thing.
Yeah.
And there was Frankel was one of the middle schools, and then Austintown Middle School was the other one. Mm-hmm. I went to AMS, and in 8th grade, you got to, I think it was 8th grade, if you wanted, and your parents were okay with it, and you had the money to do it, you took a bus trip to Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. And stayed there for a couple nights, did all the touristy stuff, went to some museums, ate crappy food, and then came home. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I bless whoever thought that was a thing that should happen, because like a group full of 8th graders on a bus, like for like 5 hours at least.
Yeah, it's pretty significant.
Yeah. It was a fun time, though. It was a good trip.
Yeah. Civics comes alive. Ooh.
Yep. So, yeah. That's a thing. You're going to D.C. Mm-hmm. I have a roller derby bout. I'm not playing, but I'll be doing my running the scoreboard thing, and we're doing the duck toss game again, which Aubrey and Jen are going to come. They're going to help me. So that's pretty sweet.
Okay.
And then I have a fundraiser.
Yeah,
I'm also planning. It's going to be October 21st at Westside Bowl from noon to midnight-ish.
Okay.
We're going to have bands. You could pay $10 to see the bands. You could go bowling for $3 a game. There's going to be a costume contest. There's going to be 50-50. There might be an art raffle, all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be good. I'm exhausted.
I know. This is kind of starting to read like the morning announcements a little bit here. We're just like our line items, you know.
Yeah.
But I would definitely recommend that while I am not in town, everyone go to the derby bout.
Keep me company. No, it's a good time.
Yeah.
And if you've never watched Derby, it's a good opportunity to watch some good Derby because it's a double header.
Oh, really?
So double the fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be nice and long and entertaining. So if you've never watched Derby, if you've never watched Derby before, the first game, you'll learn what Derby is. And the second game, you might get to maybe understand what's happening.
You know, I feel like it takes even more than that to really understand what's happening. That was my experience.
It is fast, and because you're seated at one spot, and they're moving around a track, it can be really hard to like catch what's going on.
Specifically ground level.
Yeah.
If you were elevated, it'd be so much
Or like
easier
in
to
a
watch
balcony
Derby.
with
Yeah.
an aerial view. Yeah.
That's one tricky thing about it is at ground level, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. You all right?
I got weird burp throat
You're
things.
just like making weird throat noises tonight.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I don't know. The answer is I'm not all right, but it's fine. I'm a normal amount of not all right. I've decided that episode 53, so next episode,
Yeah.
will be our 1 year anniversary. So you and I have to touch bases and decide what we're going to do.
Gosh, that's our 1 year show.
Yeah, because it fell between this episode and that episode,
Well, honestly,
the date. So
there are 52 weeks in a year. This is our 52nd episode.
yeah.
Is that even possible? We must, okay, because we released a bunch early, like in quick succession, and that made up for the weeks we didn't do this show.
Yeah.
So we basically just perfectly timed out a year's worth
That's
of
really
episodes.
funny.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, so I think next week will be the week we do something for it, but I don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah, me either. No idea.
And we played D&D last night.
Yes, we did.
I like
Which-
to mention it when we played D&D.
Yeah, it was
was
a fun
fun.
night.
It was.
It was a fun night. We went shopping. Mm-hmm. We hung out with what's his name?
Gilmore?
Gilmore.
Yeah.
They-
He's like a shopkeeper.
Yep, the most fantastic and fabulous shopkeeper in all the land.
Yes. Gilmore.
There was intrigue. There was carrots eaten.
I was going to say there were carrots.
There was mysteries solved.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to convey exactly how much fun this is.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm really
On my
happy with
way-
our group.
On my way out of work yesterday, before I came to play D&D, someone said, "Oh, have a good night, have fun." I was like, "Oh, I will. I'm gonna go play D&D." And they're like, "I don't know what that is." And I was almost like, it's a game where grown-ass people sit around a table and, like, imagine things together.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything because I was already leaving.
You should have just told him it's a dark incantations thing where you sacrifice a couple of neighborhood animals and
I was at work.
well, all right. Well, I guess you got to gauge your audience.
Yeah, it wouldn't have gone well if I said that to that person.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have gotten it. I think it's time.
I think it's time.
Yeah.
I think it's time to play a game. A very special game. A game that's near and dear to our hearts.
Would you like to play a game?
Anyway, let's hit the jingle for our favorite game, the Truths and News. You mean to tell me why you wouldn't happen to mean
It's time for truths and
happen to me?
news.
Time to play Truths and News. Everyone's playing our famous game, the game that's taken the internet by storm.
It's time for truths and
A Merv Griffin production.
So there was that.
Yep. Our jingle, our famous jingle for our famous game.
Are you ready?
Yes.
this?
Yeah. Are you ready
You
for
ready
this?
for this? Dun, 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 dun,
Actually,
dun. Yeah.
before we start, I should say we got a package from Laura and TJ today that was super hilarious to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when Laura and TJ were on last as guests, they accidentally brought one of our little headphone adapters with them on the way out the door. And so today I open up a package in the mail, and there's a little cutout rocket raccoon guy, right? Mm-hmm. With the headphone adapter taped to his hand. Which I thought was really funny. And on the back it said, "I'm sorry that I accidentally stole this," or something to that effect.
Sorry, I accidentally stole this thingy.
I thought that was really funny. I had no idea what it was. I just like, what could they possibly be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So
We
anyway.
appreciate the creativity.
Yes, we do. It's,
We didn't need the adapter back. Dave's got plenty.
but I
I'm
appreciated it.
Speaking from the experience of someone who had one in her purse for 6 months.
Yeah, right.
But we appreciate it, and the joke was extra nice.
Yeah, that made me really happy today.
Now are we ready?
Oh yeah, we're ready to play Trues and Fnews, the news quiz game in which you provide me with 2 false stories, 1 true story. I have to discern the trues from the fnews, or the true news from the false news.
Yes.
Yup.
Aggressive goats.
Wait, hold on. Are we on number 1?
We're on number 1.
Okay.
I'm starting on number 1.
Okay.
Traditionally.
As is tradition.
Yes. Aggressive goats with taste for human urine are airlifted out of park.
What? That's weird. All right.
Second one. New Love Meter by Amore Industries promises to tell you how you feel even if you don't know.
All right.
And lastly, the Green Burger solves a non-existent problem. A beef burger for people who wish it were made of vegetables.
Okay. That's very weird. Let's hear these again.
First one. Aggressive goats with taste for human urine are airlifted out of park.
Sure.
Second one. New Love Meter by Amore Industries promises to tell you how you feel even if you don't know. And lastly, the Green Burger solves a non-existent problem. A beef burger for people who wish it were made of vegetables.
That is a non-existent problem for sure. Nobody's like, oh man, I
really wish this beef tasted like vegetables.
Yeah, it's like, I love hamburgers, but why can't they taste more like veggies?
If that was a problem, you would just eat a veggie burger.
Yeah.
But it's for when you want a veggie burger, but you also want it to be meat.
I am so skeptical of that one.
Well, you got your 2 read-throughs. Now is the time to make a decision.
I think the real story is the love meter. I think that's it. Yes.
You're incorrect.
No way! Please tell me it's not goats
guess?
with pee.
It's totally the goats.
No! Why are goats eating our pee?
There are aggressive goats with a taste for human urine.
What in the hell is going on?
Well, I'll tell you.
I don't like this at all.
Let me pull up the dog.
Shush, dog. Go away.
He's being a creep. He's making me scratch his thighs right now.
He's creeping on us because he wants to steal our precious pee. Get out of here. Go away.
He's not a goat. You told him to go away, and he just pressed against me more.
He didn't even pretend to listen. He's on my shit list right now. I'm telling you what.
He's always on your shit list. Now he's coming over to you. What do you do when hundreds of mountain goats have become so addicted to the salt found in human urine and sweat that they are a deadly menace to national park visitors, charging at hikers and trampling vegetation?
Please tell me where this is happening.
If you run Olympic National Park in Washington State, 100 miles west of Seattle, the answer is to airlift 375 of the bad-tempered animals slung blindfolded beneath helicopters to more remote areas where they will be less of a nuisance.
Like, I just don't understand. The Pacific Northwest is already weird.
Yeah.
That's way weirder.
Authorities said they expected to shoot another 300 or so that can't be caught. The operation began this week. Crews equipped with tranquilizer darts and nets captured goats from ridges and rocks within the park before being airlifted to a staging area. From there, they were being driven to another part of the North Cascades, a mountain range stretching to Canada, and airlifted in crates before being released back into the wild. Jesse Plumage, U.S. Forest Service wildlife biologist, said mountain goat relocation will allow these animals to reoccupy historical range areas in the Cascades and increase population viability. Goats are often blamed for environmental damage, chomping and trampling their way through sensitive vegetation. In this case, they were introduced to the area almost a century ago, before the park was established and before unwary walkers took to strolling the hills. Mm-hmm. The result has been a string of complaints about menacing goats. And in 2010, a 63-year-old walker bled to death after being gored by a 370-pound male mountain goat.
Oh, shit.
It had followed within 5 or 6 feet of Bob Boardman for as much as a mile, according to rangers. The animal was apparently known as troublesome, and in the aftermath, park officials urged walkers not to urinate along trails to avoid turning paths into long, linear salt licks and attracting goats. They have a taste for salt and minerals in human urine and sweat on clothes and backpacks, according to officials. The goal of the relocation is to transport 100 goats by September 24th and the rest by some point next year. So if you are in the Pacific Northwest and you go to Olympic National Park in Washington State, just watch out for those angry piss goats.
370-pound goat.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that thing
That's a big old
coming
goat.
after you for your pee?
You want to see a picture of a mountain goat jangling from a helicopter?
You know what? I do. Yep, that's what I thought it would look like. Although its legs are kind of all like wacky and akimbo.
A little bit. It's got like a little bend in a couple of them.
It's not exactly how I expected it to look. I don't know why. I guess I just pictured them like plastic dolls where you just wrap around their middle and they stay in perfect position and just lift and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be unrealistic to expect.
So that's the real one. I done stumped you.
You stumped me. I am so disappointed that that's a real thing. I really am. I don't like the idea of anything acquiring a taste for human pee.
Aggressive goats with a taste for human urine. You know, it just seemed like the right one to use considering what last episode was about.
Yep, and you had to know I was never going to guess that one.
I didn't know what you would do.
Not in a million years.
I always try to make them all just believable enough.
Yeah, that one is unbelievable in any scenario.
Man, if that was fake and I made that up, I would be fucking proud of myself. Because that's bizarre.
You know, one thing we have borne out consistently by doing this segment is that truth is, in fact, stranger than fiction sometimes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when you're searching it out.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, you got me.
We got a little middle seggy.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What's your middle segment? What do you got?
It took me a while to come up with something, but I decided to go where I always go when I need a little inspiration.
Okay.
And that's Cracked.
Oh, boy. I love Cracked.
So first, a fun fact that I learned on Cracked, and then a related article.
A fun cracked fact?
A fun Cracked fact.
All right.
Pirates wear eye patches. Do you know why they wore eye patches?
You know, I always assumed it was because they were missing eyes and stuff, but now I feel like you're about to tell me pirates had two perfectly working eyes.
Well, I mean, it just seems like a whole lot of people missing eyes. Like, not everyone can be missing an eye, right?
I guess so.
So, what people have suggested is that pirates moved between dark and light quite a bit because they'd go to, like, below deck of the boat and have to do whatever down there and then go up into the sunlight.
Okay.
And it can be difficult to adapt to the light changes. But if you wear an eye patch over one eye, one of your eyes has already adapted to the dark. So you're already a little bit ahead of the game.
Wait a minute. Is this for real?
It is for real.
Really?
Yes. It works, and Mythbusters apparently did an episode on it.
Okay, so what? So the idea is if you keep one eye covered, then going up and down from dark to light, you just adjust faster?
Yeah, because that eye is already adjusted.
So how's the uncovered eye know this?
I don't know if you just like cover the other eye or whatever, and you just like use the one that's adapted to the dark, or what you do, or if how exactly it helps. But apparently it does help. You're like partially adjusted to the darkness. I don't know if it helps your brain adjust faster because one's already adjusted, so it just kind of sends a signal to the other eye. I don't know.
Okay, now that I'm thinking about it.
But it helps.
I guess if one eye is always covered, and then just when you go below deck, you just uncover that eye. And then before you go up, you cover it again.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that working.
Yeah. I mean, you might not have the best depth perception.
No.
But
you'd have none, in fact.
yeah. But you don't need that.
I guess you don't. Everything's pretty far
It's
away.
not necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, sword fights, you don't need that for sword fights.
I'm guessing you probably uncover both eyes if you're about to fight a guy.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a fair bet.
But then they know you have both eyes.
That's right. Then all your mystique is blown because they know you never did anything to warrant losing an eye over. All your badassery is revealed as
So yeah,
a
that's
front.
apparently the answer behind why pirates are always depicted wearing an eye patch. It's
Huh.
not because they're all missing eyes.
I did not know that.
Interesting. So from there, I was like, well, maybe I should learn more about pirates.
Okay. I
So I
dig it.
found an article on Cracked that was the 7 most terrifying pirates from history.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And I'm just going to read their little, like, descriptions because Cracked is so good at that. Number 7 is Francois L'Olonnais. And it's Francois L'Olonnais eats a fucking heart. Holy shit.
Okay.
And I'm just going to kind of, like, lightly summarize these if I can. So, Francois L'Olonnais hated Spain. Basically, he was almost killed by some Spanish raiders and then did everything in his power after that to fuck over Spaniards. He just, like, hated
Dude
Spain.
had a grudge.
He captured a group of, like, he went aboard a Spanish ship and he beheaded everyone on the ship except one man and sent him back with a message saying, I shall never henceforward give quarter to any Spaniard whatsoever. They posted a picture of him at this point, and underneath the quote was, yeah, we sort of got that from the beheadings. Thanks.
Yeah. You know, I feel like when you say Spaniard a certain way, it sounds like a slur, doesn't it?
I mean, only when you're talking about a guy who hates them.
Yeah, right. Like if a guy's like, I don't want any Spaniard.
Spaniards.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, easy, buddy. Easy with the Spaniard word.
Hey. Ooh.
Yeah, dial it back, bud.
So yeah, he made a reputation for himself for hating Spaniards. But then he almost got his because there was like a Spanish Armada kind of thing coming for him that he wasn't going to be able to fight. But he did capture one of the boats. And in order to get away, like, he needed an alternate route, but he didn't know one. So he needed to convince the Spanish soldiers on the boat to, like, get him another route. So he ripped someone's heart out and was like, I'll do the same to you if you don't get me out of here. And then they escaped.
That's pretty good.
Then he ate it too. He ripped it out and he ate it and was like, I'll do the same to
I
you.
was gonna say, I think the really critical part
Yeah.
is eating a man's heart right out of his
He
chest.
drew his sword, sliced into one Spanish prisoner's chest, pulled out the heart with his hands, and began to bite and gnaw it with his teeth like a ravenous wolf, saying to the rest, I will serve you all alike if you show me not another way. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's a thing that he did.
Super intimidating.
Yeah, probably don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you knew a little bit of French. The last name Lafitte. How would you pronounce that?
I'm not really sure. Lafitte?
Would it be Lafitte or Lafitte? Lafitte? That sounds
Depends if
more
there's an
French.
accent.
Well, there's not, but it's also cracked. So I don't know if they meant to leave an accent out or there just isn't an accent.
I don't know.
No offense to cracked. They just mean like then seems like something you might not be able to put in. Anyway.
What?
I don't
the
know.
fuck are you talking about?
Keyboards, I'm not sure. Something.
Okay.
Jean Lafitte tells King George to suck it.
A lot of people told King George to suck it.
Yeah. He was basically, Jean Lafitte is basically a pirate king. He led an entire pirate island in Louisiana, capturing ships and smuggling stolen goods into New Orleans. He was so successful that when the governor of Louisiana offered a $300 price for his capture, back when $300 was like half the national budget, He responded by offering $1,000 reward for the capture of the governor.
Okay.
So the governor is like, get this pirate. And the pirate is like, double it, add some, get the governor.
Okay.
So the media and our authorities painted him as an evil mastermind, dangerous mass murderer, the Osama bin Laden of the 1800s. But then his reputation spread across the Atlantic because he was approached by the British and handed a letter signed by King George III, basically saying, hey, join our side. And also, if you don't, we're going to, like, destroy your island and shit. So you don't have a choice. You're joining our side. So he went and he warned the Americans that the English were coming. And the United States responded by destroying his island, but he still kind of helped them and stuff.
Okay.
So that was him.
Okay.
All around. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, they tried to destroy his island, but Andrew Jackson was like, no, because they thought he was lying. Andrew Jackson was like, I don't think he's lying, bros.
Yeah.
We need to, like, take this seriously. So, pretty sweet. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna stop there. Because we're already going a little long. Maybe another time I will do some more of these pirates.
I think I missed in there where he told him to suck it.
Because he said no, he wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to.
I was expecting him to be. I was expecting him to actually be like. And by the way, suck my dick.
No, well, he was told by the king, join us, betray the Americans.
Yeah.
And if you don't, we'll destroy all your shit. So it wasn't really a choice. But he was like, fuck you, no. That's where he said suck it. He was like, suck it.
Yeah.
I'm telling the Americans that you're coming.
The implicit suck it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to tell someone to suck it.
There is. And one of them is by telling the people you plan to attack that you plan to attack them.
Another way is by ripping his heart out of his body and eating it.
That was one guy's way, yes.
Yeah. That's one way to say, hey,
It's
suck it.
one way to suck it.
Well, it's one way to say suck it.
It's also a way to suck
Well,
it.
I guess he actually sucked his heart. So
Yeah.
while he was, chewing it up and eating it.
This is good. This feels good.
Oh my God.
I think I'm done with the middle segment now.
Okay.
I'll leave the rest of those for another time.
I like pirate stories. I feel like weren't we just recently talking about pirates?
Yes, I think so.
Like we very recently were like, yeah, we got to talk about pirates. I think
Also
it might have been something someone even suggested for the show.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The byline on that is Eric Yosamano Jean Flynn. I think 2 people.
Ah.
So that was written in 2011. If anyone wants to go look that up, credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Thanks, Cracked. You're my favorite
statements.
thing. My favorite thing to read in the bathtub. That's very specific.
true.
That's like what I read in the bathtub.
That's true. You do.
I don't really know why.
I don't know. It's easy to process. They're usually funny,
Yeah.
satirical,
Yeah.
not too heavy.
I love you mentioned it, the captions for the images.
Oh, they're always so good.
Whoever writes, I feel like someone writes the captions
Yeah.
and then, they apply them to other people's articles because they're always like a consistent sensibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm yawning again. I'm sorry.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, do you want to take a little burk?
I think it's time for a little burk.
Okay, we'll take a little burk, and we will be back in a minute with the main segment for the episode.
All right.
Stick around. we're back.
And we're back.
All right. So we are back with the main segment. Would you like to introduce this, or would you just like me to roll with it?
I'll introduce it, but first, I broke Chris's headphones.
Oh, God. Yeah, I didn't even think to mention it, but
5 seconds ago as I was putting them on, and I feel really bad. I'm going to replace them.
That is super not your fault. You shouldn't be able to pick them up, pull them wide enough to put on your head, and then they just break like that.
It doesn't seem like a thing that should happen, but it happened, and I'm still the responsible party, so I'm going to replace them.
That's a lame thing.
I was horrified. Did you see the look on my face?
Oh, yes, I did. You looked like you had been mortally wounded.
I stopped. I just froze.
No, it's like I could have been like, okay, what's behind me? What are you looking at?
Right. I just froze, and I was like, oh, shit, I broke them.
Oh.
And then I looked, and I had, in fact, broken them.
They should not be able to break like that.
It's okay.
Yeah. We'll replace
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Anyways. Falun Gong is the topic.
Yes.
And my understanding, so this was a topic suggested by Mel.
That's right.
And then, on Facebook, the Humans of New York post will pop up every now and then.
Sure, yeah.
So there was one about someone whose family was a part of Falun Gong, and they were like pushed out of China because of their involvement in Falun Gong. And I was like, oh, I remember hearing about that. So Falun Gong is kind of like a dance troupe / movement, and also maybe cult that China hates.
Ish. I don't know. Not exactly.
It seems
but China
like,
definitely hates them a lot.
It seems like a lot of things and very confusing.
It is pretty confusing. I think this whole concept, like what they are, is confusing to us, like specifically as Americans, because like there's not a lot of things we have that are like this.
Yeah.
But you're right. China really hates them, and it's this is a heavy one because China really, really hates them. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what Falun Gong is and some history and a little bit about what's going on today. This is a bumpy one. Fair warning.
All right.
So I wrote that there's a lot about Falun Gong that will sound familiar to you. If you know, basically, so Falun Gong, to start to describe it, is that it's sort of like a specific Buddhist tradition. Mm-hmm. It shares a lot. If you want a basic starting point,
similar to Tai Chi, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is if you want a basic starting point from like our perspective, think Tai Chi. When you see people sort of making these rhythmic, slow movements together in a park somewhere,
it's like really slow martial arts.
Yeah, a lot about positions and like
breathing
the way you move your body and the sort of like mindfulness stuff.
That's a basic meditation starter. Meets martial arts if the martial arts are real slowed down and there's no physical contact.
Yeah, it's like that.
My mom used to do Tai Chi.
Did
you know that?
I did not know that.
I took an art class and my mom took a Tai Chi class at the same time in the same building, same people ran it.
Okay.
They hired someone to teach art. And then the owner taught the Tai Chi class. Mm-hmm. It was a place on Meridian Avenue. It was Meridian Road. It was weird, but they were very nice people.
Yeah.
But they taught all kinds of stuff there.
It definitely seems, it's like one of these things that seems strange to us for a lot of reasons. There's not a lot of Western things that are similar in any way.
Yeah, I think that's true.
All of these slow-moving, thoughtfulness, kind of peaceable ways to express yourself all seem to come from the East.
The only physical contact there was they had these massage rollers, these just plastic cylinders, kind of like a rolling pin, but they had ridges on them, and you would massage someone's back with it.
Oh, okay.
And I just remember, like, I was in the class with my mom one day for whatever reason, like art class is canceled or whatever. So I was there. So I was just doing Tai Chi. And I was a child.
Right.
And so we were doing the massage thing and they're like, press harder. And I was like, I'm 11.
Like, that is the maximum pressure I can contribute.
This is weird. You're like 53.
Yeah, that's strange. So I said there's a lot about it that will sound familiar. Basically, they put an importance on meditation, spiritual enlightenment, reincarnation, giving things up, including your attachments, the value of enduring hardship and elevating your karma, group exercises.
Gotta elevate that karma.
Right. And group exercises and slow moving energy exercises. So, so basically a lot of this people should recognize. Falun Gong it associates itself with 3 important virtues, right? So these are like outside of the physical stuff to do with your body and the exercises. There's also like 3 like virtuous. You about to sneeze?
I got it.
You literally caught it in your nose.
I did.
The 3 virtues they're concerned with are truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance, right? Mm-hmm. The importance of them is to practice them and improve your moral character for the purposes of getting closer to enlightenment. Falun Gong practitioners believe that by doing good deeds and by suffering, you build virtue. And by building your virtue and decreasing karma, which, fun note, karma is bad here. There's like not good karma. Karma's all bad.
So you want to elevate your karma, but you want to decrease it.
You want to get the bad karma out of there, but it seems like karma's all bad. So I think I had a hard time talking about this accurately. Karma's bad. Virtue is good. And by doing this, you can achieve Tao, right? Which there is an overlap here with Taoism, which is really interesting to me. This is like another thing, like so many of these concepts are so foreign to me that it's like even trying to skim the surface of them is like really weird.
Yes.
Defining Tao seems to be very difficult, and the word has so many meanings. There's like at least 39 meanings of this word, right? That it gets difficult to discuss. It has literal meanings, like a road or a channel or a path. It has abstract meanings, like principles or doctrines. Then there's really high-level philosophical meanings, like the right way to exist, or the true nature of the universe, or the underlying order which allows you to experience wisdom. Like this simple one monosyllabic sound has a lot of meanings.
Is it kind of like use like Nirvana?
I'm not sure, because I think, well, I don't really understand Nirvana
Not
that
the
well
band.
either. Right.
We know you understand Nirvana, the band, well.
Yeah, well enough. You know. I just feel like Tao is like a big, deep pond I can't see into. It's this big concept that is like very kind of new to me, right?
All right.
So I wrote down, but I won't discuss them all. There's basically 5 specific exercises that are relevant to Falun Gong. They're like these 5 different movement exercises, and they have really interesting names, like the Buddha stretching 1,000 arms, which I wrote basically looks like dabbing. Or the Falun standing stance, which looks like holding a wheel and moving it around. And I don't know. But these 5 movements are always done in a particular order before the 5th position, which is a sitting position. It's like that lotus position. At which point you should stay there as long as possible and meditate. Right?
All right. So it's like a little warm up to lead into a meditation.
Yeah, right. It's sort of like the stuff you do to, so like they have purposes, like, you know, pushing your bad chi out or allowing good energy to move around your body. Like they have specific purposes, and then you meditate. It's really interesting. Actually, it's just interesting to think about doing movements to prepare your mind for something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it kind of makes sense because there's a lot of like, there's a lot of other things that use that same idea.
Yeah.
It's not just, I mean, that's kind of what yoga is too. Like
Right.
yoga and meditation go hand in hand a lot of times. And it's that whole the concept of chi and the breathing and getting your mind in like the right headset. And I'm
The right headset.
got headsets on the brain.
Oh, no.
In the right headspace to be able to like clear your mind and do
Yeah.
a meditating thing.
I think you're right. There's a lot of traditions that like connect the body and the mind in that way.
Yeah.
Again, like a lot of Eastern traditions.
Yeah.
Not so much in the West.
No, we're not very connected to our like
Yeah.
bodies in a spiritual way
I think
as
we
a
frequently
whole in the West.
we frequently think of our body and our brain as these totally separate things, and like the body's just the tool to move the brain around, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. It's just very interesting to me.
We also, I think we take a lot for granted in the West. We take our bodies for granted. We don't really like
You're damn right about that.
appreciate them, right?
Yeah.
We don't focus very much on them.
Right. I mean, unless you're like meticulous, like one of those people that their body is their business.
Right.
Yeah.
I've done some exercises before to like help me fall asleep and stuff where I would like tense every muscle in my body, but you do it like starting at your toes and then tense for 10 seconds and relax and then move all the way up and do like every muscle group.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, you're just relaxed and you can just like fall asleep easier.
Does that work?
It helps a little bit. It helps if you do it like consistently.
Yeah.
But it's just like forcing your body to relax so then your mind can relax.
Okay.
But it's the same, it's a similar kind of concept
Yeah.
of just, you know, if your body feels one way, it's easier for your mind to feel one way. Like if everyone's on the same page,
Yeah, sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that as much in the West, but there's a lot of Eastern traditions that do.
So that's okay. So that's basically what Falun Gong is about in a nutshell. There's more specifics, but I want to start on history. So Falun Gong is part of a broader movement in China, which is the qigong movement. This is a lot of different practices that tend to involve the slow movement and the meditation and the regulated breathing. There's a lot of things like this. But their history as a movement in China is really interesting to me. Qigong started in the 1950s in China. And interestingly enough, it was started as a scientific endeavor. We
Okay.
tend to think of stuff like this as a religious endeavor or a spiritual
spiritual.
endeavor. They thought of it as a scientific approach. The Chinese, communists were looking for ways to improve health that weren't like religious in nature. So Qigong is seen as like medicine, and they were looking for ways to heal people and to demonstrate the value of that healing. Very interestingly, in the 1970s, they eventually claimed to have discovered the physical existence of qi. That's not true, but they claim to have found it, like a qi molecule. You know what I mean? Or like,
Yeah.
but that's not true. But it is fascinating. Excuse me. It reminds me a lot of this whole thing. Reminds me of the Dharma Initiative in Lost, right? Like you have all these sort of like,
I have a confession.
yeah.
I haven't watched all of Lost.
No, I know you haven't, but you know
That's a
the.
confession to our fans.
Well, I'm sure they will forgive you.
Maybe. I did also break Chris's headphones,
Oh,
so
man. We're
why not?
this is the bad girl Christy era of the show. This is where Christy goes around busting stuff.
Break stuff. Don't watch Lost. Ugh, so bad.
Deal with it.
I'm a real rebel mom.
Attitude.
Gonna wear all black. Gonna find some bondage pants again.
Again. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're out.
I wore
I'm
those.
sure they're out there somewhere.
Oh yeah. It's not good for clumsy people.
So let me talk about Qigong again for a second and say that there were like 2,000 different Qigong traditions going on at this time. Like different
2,000
separate
different
traditions.
things calling themselves the same thing.
They're all different approaches to some kind of mind-body movement medicine. All distinct. That's a lot.
It seems very confusing.
There were so many of them that the China Qigong Science Research Society was established by the government to try and keep up with all the different groups and movements.
Keeping up with the qigong.
Yeah, they really had to. I mean, you kind of have to think they were like kind of freaking out just a little bit because it's like this is a massive movement that they realized they weren't even keeping proper track of and had to like designate an office to do it.
Is this spelled XI space
QI.
GANG? Okay. I always forget what makes the chi sound. It's
Yeah.
Q. That's right.
I'm gonna pronounce everything wrong this episode.
He's doing it on purpose.
No, there's gonna come a point where it's like people who know better are gonna be like, "You idiot."
It's okay. If you remember the episode on reptilians, I pronounced David Icke's name David Icke the whole time.
I know.
So it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's kind of how it goes when you only know something from reading about it, you know?
Yeah, but also, to be fair, David Icke.
Yeah, Mr. Icky, if I remember correctly. So, 1992. There's this guy. His name is Li Hongxi. He gives his first public talk about what he is calling Falun Gong. Actually, at the time, he's calling it Falun Dafa.
Okay.
He claims to have been taught by masters of the qigong, movement. He's learned a lot of lessons, and he's distilled these down into the core teachings of Falun Dafa, right? Here's another thing, though. He doesn't see his movement, he doesn't see Falun Gong as a part of qigong. He thinks it's broader and it's bigger, and its objective is totally different. So you have all these qigong people that are all about gaining better health and like also special powers, maybe, right? Like this, like the end goal.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it's like the end goal of all these qigong, things is like heal yourself, but also maybe you get magic powers.
But also be a god?
Yeah, possibly, just a little bit.
I mean, that's what Scientology's all about.
Yeah, right. I mean, okay, so, but for him, it's not about this. For him, he's mostly concerned with the purification of the heart and spiritual salvation.
Okay, so he's more about the chi.
Yeah, and he basically, it's actually sort of, it is fairly religious at the core of it.
He's keeping the chi in qigong.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's. Man, I can't, I'm not even prepared to respond to that because now I'm like, okay, well, what exactly, understanding what exactly chi is even, a part of this that's. I'm doing my best.
You're fine. Chi is like life's force, basically.
Yeah. It's
like your spirit, your essence, your energy, life force.
I wrote that there's something in here that would be really spooky to a big world power watching all these mystics running around. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, something has come along that isn't interested in the short term and practical. It's about like creating a better social order. It's about something like transcendent.
Oh.
Right? When people come along talking about stuff like that, if enough people listen, you have a big mess on your hands. I wrote, ask the Romans.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, this is no longer just about wellness. It's like, be a better person. And, and this is the way.
Well, you start talking about enlightenment and being a better person, and you start looking at your surroundings and going, well, something's wrong with them and the way things are going.
Right.
And
maybe things aren't
communist government didn't like that, I'm sure.
That's where I started to see this going, right? So by 1993 now, it's like a year later, there is a branch of the Qigong Research Society that government office called the Falun Dafa Research Society. So they're like one of thousands of chapters of the agency designed to track the Falun Gong, right? Li Hongxi is regarded as the leader, and by managing this branch, they're basically legally allowed to practice like everyone else. Mm-hmm. Falun Gong gets a really big following really fast. By 1999, like we're talking like 8 or 7 years since it launches, it is recorded that there are 28,263 Falun Gong exercise sites in the nation of China. Like across the whole country, 28,000 places to go and practice. They differentiate themselves from other qigong groups, like I said, and for a short while, Lee does take payments for lectures and things, but mostly just donates the money that he makes. Eventually, in 1994, he declares that it must remain free, that it's too important to charge for. No one should ever be able to make money on Falun Gong. Very interestingly.
So, I'm sorry, before you start that next thought there. When I hear stuff like that, it's generally a good sign to me that, like, this is not necessarily insidious.
I agree.
And it's not a cult. Because one thing that cults do is, like, they want to alienate you. And they tend to keep their information under wraps, and a lot of times they want your money to give it to you.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the signs that maybe you don't want to be a part of a group,
Right.
aka something like Scientology, where they only feed you bits and pieces at a time, and it costs you dearly.
Yeah, right.
When I like hear of a group that's like, no, I want this to be out there because I want people to know about it,
Right.
I think that's a positive sign.
I do too. And I didn't even mention it earlier, but it's also really important in Falun Gong to be a member of society. Like they're like you unless you're like a very specific like monk or something like that.
They don't want you sequestered off away from people.
You have to have a job. You have to have a normal life. You know, you should be integrated to society in every possible way.
Okay.
So speaking of isolation, they don't do that. You know?
Yeah. Interesting.
What's really interesting to me about this whole thing happening in 1994 is that not only does he declare it should be free, he makes the teachings available on the internet. That's a really big deal.
Yeah.
China still doesn't have a great relationship with the internet.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something to learn about that from this. So again, 94. All the teachings are out there. This becomes there's increasing pressure from the government to or on the Falun Gong to get them in line with the Communist Party, right? They kind of like they're playing by the rules, but they're not really like buddy, you know?
Yeah.
I wrote, will it really surprise you to learn that Li Hongxi is not interested in becoming an apparatus of the Communist Party?
Yeah.
He resists other competing qigong masters who think that he's undercutting them. Because interestingly, all those people are like, well, people won't join up with me because they're getting this for free.
Yeah. No. Who's gonna buy the milk if they're getting the cow for free? Is that how it works? Something like that.
Wow, you're right. Yeah.
Like, no one's going to want what I'm teaching because you're teaching something similar and you're just giving it away, buddy.
Yeah. But of course, that's the other thing is this is a business to everyone except him.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. He is kind of undercutting an economy.
That speaks to the difference of his being a spiritual practice and lifestyle.
Yes.
And theirs being a scientific or medical practice that they're profiting from.
I mean, it says everything you need to know about where his priorities are and where everyone else's are.
Yeah.
So I basically wrote, he starts to sound like a hero to me around this point, you know?
Yeah.
But by 96, they hit the last straw. The Falun Gong officially withdraw from the CQRS office, which also means it's not legal to practice. They try to register with other government entities, but they don't succeed. Basically, this is all part of a larger movement, which is that the Communist Party starts to find the overall influence of the qigong groups in general is too great. So China cracks down, basically, specifically on Falun Gong. The insiders in the Communist Party focus on them, and by June '96, there's a coordinated series of attacks in state-run newspapers. First one, then many, right? They call the book that God, what the hell is his name? Li Hongxi, right? So they call this book essentially pseudoscientific garbage peddled by a swindler.
I mean, he's not claiming to be scientific.
Right.
I'm so far, and this story can turn at any minute because I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I'm so far not offended by anything that he has done. It doesn't seem like he's telling anyone they're going to be cured of cancer.
Right.
That I know of from their practices. It seems like it's all like, no, this will like get your head right kind of thing.
I mean, there is an emphasis on the body, but it's primarily in service to like preparing your mind and also servicing these other virtues. I could have a very limited understanding of it, so I'm portraying this to you the way I understand it. But I agree with you. It seems very different. So far,
up to this point, I'm on board. It
Right.
doesn't seem pseudoscientific because from what you've told me, it doesn't sound like he's making any claims that I wouldn't believe you can get from doing these things. Like,
well, I think in there I do think there's also claims of like improving your bodily health. I think it's still in there. I think it's just not his focus.
yeah,
And I think that I think you have to have a certain amount of similarity, to be considered a qigong group in the first place.
yeah.
I think that had to be an element of like do these exercises and improve your physical health.
The thing about claims like that, it kind of depends on how extreme they are. If it's like, do these exercises and you won't get cancer or you'll cure cancer, that's obviously not good.
Right.
But if it's like, hey, do these exercises, it'll be like good for your body and you'll stay limber and you might have some positive benefits because you're doing exercises every day.
Right.
Like that, I'm like, yeah, fine. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on where the line is drawn and what the claims are.
I agree with that. So anyway, lots of conflict starts. People, Qigong followers are very upset, or, Falun Gong followers. There's protests, there's demonstrations. This basically continues to ratchet up over the course of, 3 years, from 96 to 99. By 1999, and this is really interesting, the Chinese government estimates there are 70 million Falun Gong practitioners. They estimate at the same time that there's 58 million members of the Communist Party. So the Falun Gong outnumber the Communist Party by 12 million. That's a problem for them, right?
Yeah.
This is really, really bad news to be outnumbered. So basically, after two protests in two cities in April 1999, Zheng Zemin, I'm sure I got that wrong, the party's general secretary at the time, writes a letter saying that he wants Falun Gong defeated. He believes that Premier Zhu Rongji has handled it too softly, and he believes that Li Hongxi, who has since emigrated to the U.S., is coordinating social unrest in China over the internet. So Hongxi's left at this point. He's gone to several different countries. He's no longer welcome in China. Basically, it's seen as competitive with Marxism as the party interprets it. And it becomes an official priority to do something about the Falun Gong.
I guess I'm not grasping entirely why the mindset of Falun Gong would be so detrimental to communism.
Yeah, I think they see, well, they basically just see a significant, so like true Marxism doesn't really leave any room for religious thought.
For the me.
Yeah, well, for the me and for religious thought and for, like religion is seen as, counterproductive to true Marxism.
So it's just like too independent thinking.
Yeah.
Too much focus on you and not enough focus on the whole that you're supposed to be a part of.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. And it's also like, this is also kind of just like how the Chinese Communist Party is interpreting Marxism, right? Mm-hmm. So I think communist countries in different places have interpreted these things differently.
Yeah.
But it is seen as a threat to them on an ideological level.
Okay.
And also just, people start to kind of, when they think that enlightenment is a possibility, and that there's when they do sense that there's a better possible version of the world than the one they're living in, I think that does create a problem for like a centralized government.
Yeah. People start questioning things.
Right. So basically, what follows is I think is hard to interpret in any other way than as a severe case of human rights abuses. Mm-hmm. And this is where the story starts to take a pretty dark turn. Again, this was 1999 when they decided to start doing something. I wrote, people are still trying to figure out exactly what it was that, I forgot I wrote this down, so maybe we could talk about this now. But why exactly Jiang Zemin had it out for the Falun Gong, and what the threat was. We just talked about it a whole bunch. Here's some other people's theories. The Chinese government has historically seen religion as subversive, like we said, so Falun Gong is kind of a threat there. But then some people also argued it was just a convenient excuse for him to pull rank. Mm-hmm. Just to like pick an issue and figure out which people were going to follow him on it. Mm-hmm. Some have pointed to a very basic jealousy as a motivation, just that people had found something that was, more interesting to them than the party itself.
They're more into this than my communism.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a weak argument, but people have floated it. But anyway. Yeah, as we discussed, I really think the raw numbers are the big story.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, what follows is the abuse of lots and lots of people on a pretty big scale. By the year 2000, China has a full program in place designed to rehabilitate practitioners of Falun Gong. Rehabilitate in quotes.
I just want to quickly say that maybe the problem is that they're afraid everyone will be enlightened and turn into demigods and overthrow the government.
Demigods.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They'll have powers and stuff.
Superpowers, flight, laser vision.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
This rehab program is just torture. Mm-hmm. It's just torture. There are labor camps. There is pain administered to get people to recant their beliefs, and more or less, it's like the worst stuff you hear out of Guantanamo Bay.
You know what will make people stop believing in a thing that is generally positive and not painful? Inflict a lot of pain and tell them that they shouldn't believe in it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why anyone really... I mean, what this is really about is just getting people to shut up, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately,
they just seem like angry bullies who aren't getting their way, so they're just lashing out in the worst possible way.
Yeah, there's like never a good way to do this.
It's generally not a good thing to do.
There's never a good way to do this thing. Torture or no. It just never is a good idea. I wrote that people who refuse to recant their beliefs are allowed to keep or allowed to be kept in long-term legal education centers, is what they call it. I mean, it's shocking to me not just that this happened, but that it happened in the year 2000 and I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
That's not long ago. No. And I'm just finding this out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which I wrote, pay attention to the news. Pay attention to the news.
I mean, that was 18 years ago. And I highly doubt This was really on the news here.
You know,
This was perpetrated by a communist government. I'm sure they did not want this covered.
there was information. There's a lot of information about some of the stuff I'm about to talk about that I just think we should all know this.
Yeah.
And we had the opportunity to as well. So the Falun Gong agencies that track this stuff document as many as 63,000 cases of torture.
Jesus.
They include every awful thing you can think of. People die, a lot of them. How many depends on who you ask. Human rights groups in the New York Times report. In a New York Times report, human rights groups claim that 2,000 people were killed. The Falun Gong sources claim 3,700. But after...
Still too many, no matter where that number is.
Right. Now, that's just early on.
Yeah.
What follows here, and this is the thing I really can't believe that I had no idea about, is a report by David Kilgore, a Canadian MP, and David Mattis, a civil rights attorney. These two guys produced something known as the Kilgore-Mattis Report. I believe it was published in 2006 or 7. I actually didn't specifically note that down. They note that from the years 2000 through 2005 in China, the sources of organs donated in 41,500 transplants was poorly documented. Often no trace of this at all. No trace of where things come from. They spelled out the belief in their report that Falun Gong practitioners were being killed in custody and their organs were being harvested for transplantation purposes. Moreover, many people still allege that this just blows my mind, that it is still happening in China to this day.
That's crazy.
This is a thing that sounds insane to talk about. This makes you sound crazy, I think, to talk about it.
Yeah.
But these guys were awarded, not awarded, they were nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for this report. This isn't just some, crazy out there thing.
Yeah.
International governments took this very seriously, still do. While the Communist Party in China still deny the report, the rest of the world seems convinced. Let's see. World governments pressed China for better documentation on those suspect transplants, and what they got back was still unimpressive, still without a whole lot of detail. Kilgore and Mattis also have recordings of someone. Basically, they were trying to arrange, or someone was calling to arrange a transplant in China, and the hospital they were speaking to said they could show up anytime they wanted. Pick the date. That's not how that works.
Right.
You don't get to just show up.
And we'll have an organ for you.
No. And they have this on recording. They have evidence of this happening. I also, in following this report, I found that Kilgore had updated his findings in 2016. He found that he had most likely underestimated, based on the information they had available at the time. He now argues that the government of China had actually taken more like 150,000 or 200,000 organs over that same period of time.
What was the original number?
Like 54,000?
Jeez.
No. 41,005. Another journalist who followed up on this, his name is Ethan Gitman. He estimates that 60 to 100...
Ethan.
This Ethan. He estimates that 60 to 110,000 organs are taken in China every year. This is insane. And this isn't like weird conspiracy people talking, I mean, these are top-notch reporters and people, that the international community is taking very seriously. And, China has even said that they've responded in such a way as to say that they're going to get better about documenting where all this stuff comes from and what's going on. But transplant tourism still happens.
Yeah.
For enough money, you can still do this stuff. So I know I have to kind of wrap this topic up. I feel like I need a whole episode just to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, human rights abuses in China probably warrant an entire episode unto themselves. I was pretty overwhelmed by what I found just like scratching the surface on this. And as hard as it has been to talk about the coercion and the manipulation and the abuse of people, you know, on this show, like in many different ways, this is like the most savage form of that, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy to think about this happening on a governmental scale.
It's just kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, it's also like especially heartbreaking when you juxtapose it against who it's happening to.
Right.
Because having done a lot of digging into who the Falun Gong people are and what they believe and what they're actually up to, they don't seem like
okay.
bad people to me.
Yeah.
You know? And
they just like seem like people who believe in a thing.
Yeah.
Want to do that thing.
Well, like, it just seems like they're just, you know, it's not like it's some big scam like someone's trying to profit off of. And it's not, you know, it's not doing damage to people's lives that I can see. It's like people exercising in the park. Like, it's so weird to me that made them the enemy.
Yeah. Imagine if you were exercising in the park and doing your Falun Gong.
Yeah.
And then government officials were like, fuck you, took you to some kind of camp, tortured you, killed you, and took your organs because you believe in Falun Gong.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think it is a particular kind of like head fuck when it's the government.
Yes.
Because it is a much different form of government than we have.
Yep.
And so it's even harder to wrap your mind around that. I mean, not to say ours is perfect, because by no means.
Right.
But we do have a lot of religious freedom here. Mm-hmm. That isn't a thing other places. I mean, just
it's a really good thing that we have it.
Right. Talking about the fact that you have to be like registered with the government to be approved as a thing that people are allowed to do.
Yeah.
It's just like, just the thought of that, to be like, oh, I have to like, I want to believe in a thing and do this practice, but I'm only allowed to do one that is approved by the government?
Yeah, like, that's weird. Like you can only believe certain things.
And I have talked to a couple people from China and knew that as a nation, they're not very religious.
Yeah.
And that person that I talked to wasn't very religious, but didn't really put together why.
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't really know why. I know that some people are spiritual.
Yeah.
But a lot of them aren't very religious. And I didn't even think it was because it's a communist government. Like, it just doesn't click in my head because I don't know from experience.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me wonder what their relationship is now with religion in general, because it's like China is modernizing, you know, a lot of certain things that, like, you know. And
there are religious groups in China. Like, there's Christianity in China because, of course, there's missions that go everywhere.
Yeah. But it makes you wonder, though, like, is that just kind of tolerated to a point? Is that, like, carefully managed to make sure it doesn't exceed a certain amount to where it's, like, threatening? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's why I had the question as far as, like, I don't know, just why? Why this group? Why is this such a threat? Why does anyone deserve what they're doing?
Yeah. I mean, it is confusing.
What the government is doing.
Like I said, people are still talking about it. You know, people are still not totally clear. There's some pretty reasonable
So when I saw the article, the, like, Humans of New York thing,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was an exaggeration, maybe. I didn't really know what to make of it.
Yeah, well...
And now hearing this, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, everything they said sounds like pretty damn accurate. And maybe even, like, brushing over some major details of what actually happened.
Yeah. I mean, basically, so Kilgore and Mattis think 1.5 million people have been killed in this practice.
That's insane. It sounds insane.
Yeah. And that was their estimate back in,
2016.
Yeah. Remember, they upped their number from, 41,000 organs harvested to 150 or 200,000. So multiply that 1.5 million by as many as 4. Oh, it's unbelievable. And I'll kind of slow down and wind up here, but I will say there's more to talk about. There is the fact that Falun Gong practitioners, in their own words, have been placed in prison camps to make the cheap shit we buy here all the time from China. The one guy featured in a documentary, which I really want to watch, and I think maybe we should. It's called Free China. It features David Kilgore.
Okay.
He recalls being forced to make Homer Simpson slippers in a Chinese prison.
Jesus.
Hearing him talk about it was so sad because he says, I remember watching The Simpsons. And then when I'm in prison making, slippers with Homer Simpson's face on them, it's not so funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's so upsetting. And we buy stuff like this and we have no transparency into knowing exactly where everything comes from all the time. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so to really wrap this up, I just kind of want to say that there is an indication that some of this stuff may be changing. The government today argues it has a better system in place where it's possible to trace every organ from its source to its destination with the full consent of willing donors, and a donor registry system that was introduced in 2010 has finally caught up. That's what they say. The Washington Post called it a breakthrough for China. If it's actually working the way they say it is, if that's actually happening, that's really great. But I just, it's hard to imagine so much has changed in such a short time.
Easy to be skeptical.
Yes.
And harder for someone to prove that they've actually changed.
Yeah, I think so.
The dog just gagged in the background. That's okay.
Yum.
We weren't talking about anything serious, Bo. Yeah, just like eat your own fur and then choke.
This is good. This is good for the show. That's great. So anyway, I just want to wrap this up by saying that, history takes a long time to move. I think it's really only beginning to dawn on me, like how much, like if that can exist in the world and I can have no idea
How
about
sheltered.
Yeah, like how little do I know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm shocked people aren't constantly talking about this.
Here's the thing. And this is a really fucking horrible thing, and I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it before now, too. But it's not the only really fucking horrible thing that happens.
It isn't, but there's something especially grotesque about selling people's body parts.
Right. And I'm not denying that at all. I'm just saying, I think I'm saying it as a justification for why it's easy to be sheltered.
Yeah.
And why so many people don't talk about these things is because there's so many horrible things that happen and so many horrible things and abuses that could be talked about, that especially when you're from a place like the United States and you have all these freedoms and bad shit happens here too. I think it's really easy for people we pull the wool over our own eyes and go, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, nothing's happening.
But it seems weird that I hadn't even heard about it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I would remember hearing about this.
I think they have a pretty effective smear campaign.
Maybe they do.
I think they do. Because when I did like a surface level search of them, I saw contrasting information. And what I didn't see right away was this.
Yeah.
I saw like cult kind of stuff, like scary group, bad group.
Yeah. That's so funny because it's so not what I found. I mean, in reading stuff from the Washington Post, the New York Times, Wikipedia, and the TED Talk delivered by the guys who produced that report, I didn't see anything smear worthy at all.
Honestly, going into this topic, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting, this is like a group that on the surface seems okay, but is really bad and culty, and this is why they got kicked out of China. Not this.
I'll tell you what, here's the other thing. In saying that, I would be happy to be corrected.
Yeah.
Because I kind of can see the potential for a lot of misinformation on something like this. So if someone knows better about this, I would be really glad to hear from them.
Yes.
But it seems like, and that's the big takeaway for me. And if I could wrap the episode up on one thing, that's what it would be. Is that the Falun Gong thing? It just seems like
it seems okay,
relatively harmless.
Yeah, from what you've told me about, it doesn't seem like they were trying to do anything to hurt anybody.
No, it seems like a really very sort of like a healthy approach, even if it is in fact pseudoscientific, and even if it is in fact some bogus health claims that can't be. Maybe you can't track meditation and specific movements to improving your health or whatever, but fine. No one's being charged for this. All of the actual practices are positive,
Yeah.
It may be a bit of a diluted belief, but it seems like a relatively harmless one. And the stuff that people have been enduring as a result is barbaric.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm just real sad.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
Incredibly messed up, and I'm ashamed that I hadn't heard of it.
I kind of think it's something that we should be aware of. People should be aware of this. If true, people should be aware of this. Mm-hmm. People. International organizations have found this stuff to have merit.
I was going to say, just to be clear, you said if true. It's true. I mean,
I believe that it's true.
It seems like everything you saw was credible sources.
Governments of the world seem to think so. The United Nations seems to think so. Kilgore and Mattis are Canadians, and this was taken up as a sort of what do you call it? Like a special. Oh goodness, I can't remember. Like a special committee kind of. Yeah, like something for that purpose. Mm-hmm. Like I said, people take this seriously. Like I feel like I sound crazy talking about it because it's like if that's true, wouldn't we all know it? Well, maybe not, because I say that all the time. That's what bent my head about this is I always say, well, if that crazy thing was true, wouldn't we all know about it?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it really does fuck with your head a little bit.
Yeah.
And make you feel like you're buying into a conspiracy, but
yeah,
in this case, it does sound like there are very credible sources backing up some very scary claims.
So, yeah, in wrapping this up, I think we should know more about this. I think this is something we all should just do the minor amount of homework on because it seems really important and it seems kind of under the rug.
Yeah.
And that's my takeaway.
I've got nothing to add to that.
I know. I knew this was going to be a really bumpy episode.
Well, it's tough to hear about that.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I do agree that it's important. Yeah. So I'm glad that I had you research it, and I'm glad that you told me about it.
Yeah. And I don't think I'm done reading about this either. I think this is...
I don't think so
I really think this is the beginning of something that I'm going to be doing a lot more reading about for a little while.
Yeah.
So that's
guys, this has been your episode.
Yep. Man, I feel bad. I kind of feel like we had a couple of... First, we had a really gross episode last week, and now we got a real bummer episode this week.
Can't all be happy. I'm choosing my own topic for next week. I'm gonna make it something lighthearted.
Please do. Jesus. The show needs a little bit of levity to it.
But I mean, we research topics that interest us, and we research topics that people suggest. And sometimes you go down that rabbit hole, and it's not always pretty. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. I think this show will not necessarily always be fun. But I think it will always be hopefully interesting and sometimes very important.
And as honest as possible, I think.
Yeah. So that does it. The Falun Gong. If you know one, give them a hug.
Man, that's fucked up. And honestly, if anyone practices Falun Gong or knows anyone that practices Falun Gong and would like to tell us more about it or correct us if we got something wrong, or emphasize something we didn't emphasize, I would really like to hear from
me too.
Someone who knows more about it firsthand.
It feels weird because I feel like I poked my head into a different universe and then tried to report my findings. But it's a lot of stuff I don't understand. You know? So I would be happy to be corrected.
Yeah.
If anyone knows more on this.
Or if you're not Falun Gong, but you're from China or your family's from China and you know the other perspective of it or what the government said about it or anything you want to share it. Yeah. We want to hear about it because this is a foreign concept to us. And I think you did a really good job on the research. But like you said, there's stuff you just aren't familiar with. Yeah. And it can be hard to delve into something with so much information that you're not that familiar with. So
send us your comments, your suggestions, your hate mail.
We're going to talk like country bumpkins.
That was an accident, but I just decided to keep doing it.
Just going to keep doing it.
Send us your comments, your suggestions. And God damn it, if you got some email, you send it to us.
Got some email?
Got some email? You got some email laying around? You send it to us.
Yes. Send us your email. Just forward us some coupons from Old Navy.
You got a bag of email you got to get rid of. You should have done to me. Tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what am I doing?
Send us your coupons.
I just need to laugh.
Yeah. It's okay.
Send us your topics, your suggestions, your comments.
Your email inbox in its entirety. Just forward it to us.
Just forward us all your emails. Goose Chase Podcast.
Preferably the ones with billing information.
goosechasepodcast@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening to another Goose Chase.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Goose Chase. We are Goose Chase Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, our handle is @GooseChasePod, and our website is www.goosechasepodcast.com.
If you have any topics you'd like us to research, please email us at goosechasepodcast@gmail.com. If you like what we do on the show, please rate and review us on iTunes and Google Play.
Want to go on a goose chase?
Ooh, yes.